This weekend, there's a chance to take steps literally for a good cause. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation hosting its annual Take Steps Walk. It's happening in Comstock Park. This really is a family-friendly event that celebrates strength, raises awareness, and supports those living with Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis. Joining us now is Lauren Wingarden, who helps lead this effort here in West Michigan. Lauren, we appreciate you for being here. For those people at home who don't know what Crohn's or colitis is, can you talk about that? What is that?
Absolutely. So Crohn's and ulcerative colitis are two diseases that fall under a greater category of inflammatory bowel diseases. So they affect your digestive system. They're autoimmune diseases. Crohn's affects from your mouth to your bottom. And ulcerative colitis is only your large intestine or your colon. And so the main symptom with these diseases is frequency and urgency to use the bathroom. But because they're autoimmune diseases, they also are accompanied by extreme fatigue. People can have joint pain. You can have struggles with your vision, or there's even like dermatology issues that come along with these. They're silent diseases. There's nothing really would tell anybody that you have this, and they can be very isolating for people.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's one of those things that we were just talking before we got on here that, you know, you hear that, you don't necessarily recognize what that means or what that does to somebody.
Yeah, absolutely. With it being a silent disease, with it being something that people don't necessarily see at first, they probably don't realize just how integrated this is into so many people's lives. Can you talk more about how this really impacts every aspect of somebody's life who has Crohn's or ulcerative colitis?
It can be debilitating for people. You know, kids can miss a lot of school. It can be really challenging for people in the type of jobs that they work. You know, if you're working on a job site and you have to frequently use the bathroom, it prompts difficult conversations for people. And you know, the thing about it too is it's one of those diseases that people don't really talk about it because it can be embarrassing. So, you know, when I started with the foundation, a neighbor of mine said to me, well, you know, I have UC and I don't go to my kids' soccer games because I don't know if there's going to be a bathroom there. So it can really impact people's everyday lives, and you just don't even really know that they're walking around with it.
Yeah, in ways that you wouldn't even realize, right? I mean, socially, maybe at work as well, like you mentioned. I mean, there really are a lot of aspects that this could impact. Let's talk about the organization that you represent, because I think it's really cool what you guys do. Before we get into the event this weekend, let's talk about the organization. How do you guys help those who are battling the disease?
Sure, absolutely. So our goal essentially is to create community. So people will go in and they will, you know, road to diagnosis is often challenging for people. It can take anywhere from 6 months to several years to finally get diagnosed. And then you have that diagnosis, it's life-changing, and you have like a 20-minute appointment with your doctor, and they're like, okay, here you go. And then they send you out the door, and you're just like, how do I manage
what
this?
happened here? What do we do?
Absolutely. So we offer a variety of resources at a local level. So we have education packets for patients. We have support groups that people can participate in either in person or virtually. The other thing that we do that's really cool is we offer continuing education for physicians as well. So, you know, we kind of have this full court press approach at helping create community for these individuals. There are some great resources on our website. We have a restroom app finder called I Can't Wait, which is really helpful for people when you're out just like living your life. You can reference this for where there's a bathroom that's close. We have a recipe builder, so there's like a lot of resources available digitally, and then we do offer some in person as well.
I'm looking at our computer screen back here. We're getting that website pulled up so you can take a look at it. Let's talk about the Take Steps event happening. What is it? What are we doing?
So it's a family event. It's this Saturday. It's at Dwight Liddell Park in Comstock Park. The event starts at 10 o'clock in the morning, and then the program starts at 11:15. We have a ceremony that we do, and then there's a short walk that concludes the morning. It's family friendly, so I highly recommend coming out. Bring your kids, bring your dog. You can bring a bike if you want. The festival is in the morning. We have a face painter. There's a big kids area that you can go to. I always encourage people to get registered ahead of time. If you're a patient, you will get a green Take Steps t-shirt. And it's really cool with my pediatric patients because you can see these two little kids make eye contact from across.
Like, we're friends now.
Yes, and it's like, oh my gosh, there's somebody else in this, you know, who's navigating this just like me. If you raise $100, you will receive an event t-shirt. And so yeah, it's just a really great day. I highly recommend coming out and checking it out.
Yeah, Jacob, I'm going to ask you to scroll back up to the top there because I see that there is a goal that you guys are trying to meet collectively. Tell us about that goal.
So our goal for this year is $141,000 raised. So every dollar that comes into the foundation, 80% of it goes back to our mission. So we are working diligently and hard to kind of work for a cure.
Absolutely.
How does that money go back to support those that are maybe struggling with this disease?
Absolutely. So there's, like I said earlier, there's a variety of programs that we offer. A lot of the money goes into research, which is exciting to be here in Michigan because some of it does go back to the University of Michigan. So they do work there on, you know, novel, I'm gonna blank on the words.
No.
So there's a variety of medications that can be used to treat these diseases. So there's large molecule medication and small molecule medication. Small molecule medication you take by a pill, and then large molecule is received through your vein. So you would go to like an infusion center, and they would give you this every 4 to 8 weeks for each person. But then we also put research into novel technologies. That's where I was going to go.
There you go.
So sometimes you have to go in and you'll have to bring a fecal sample in with you, and so our goal is to try to create a way to maybe read that through like your sweat. Or another program that we have that's super cool is it's really difficult to test medication on kids. And so we have a program where they combine data from like thousands of cases from physicians all over the United States, where they say, I have a 10-year-old patient, this is the medication that he's on, and this is the diet that he's on, and we've been able to achieve remission. And so collectively they can look at that data and kind of glean what is working and not working for a particular patient. So it gives them a profile. So eventually a physician can go in and say, I have an 11-year-old female, this is what is presenting, this is what we've tried for medication, it's not working. And so it's this really great way for them to kind of be able to identify what could be helpful for those kids.
Yeah, I'm really curious because something of what you said is that, you know, you're taking one patient's case, maybe applying it to somebody else to see how they can help. Is each case here a little bit different depending on the person, or how do they go about diagnosing that? Can you kind of explain the differences here?
So it presents differently in everybody. I think the main thing is that frequency and urgency to use the bathroom, and then often that's accompanied by bloody stool, which I think is really alarming for people, and that extreme fatigue. So symptoms do present differently in everyone. I know for me, I work in a more community sense, so people will see their physicians and they will kind of seek that information. I'm just hearing information kind of on the backside of how it's affecting people's lives. So I can't really speak very specifically to how it presents in each individual person, but you know, overall that's kind of what I hear.
Yeah, kind of like a little bit different for everybody.
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so talking about this event too that's going to be happening on Saturday, I know that you're going to be highlighting 2 IBD warriors. So can you tell us more about who they are and maybe preview what makes their story so powerful?
Absolutely. So Zach Schumann is my adult honored hero. He was diagnosed as a late teen, early 20s, and it's just been something he's been living with his whole life. I believe he has Crohn's. I don't think he has UC, but now I should probably know that information. So Zach will speak, and then I have actually 2 Zachs. I have a pediatric honored hero. Zach Hedberg is 6 years old, and he was diagnosed at 15 months. So he was diagnosed very, very, very early on, was just not doing well, ended up at Helen DeVos, and they were finally able to get some answers for him.
So, glad they were able to get some answers, and of course they're going to be honored. How do you guys honor them in that way at the walk? How does that go down for you guys?
So we just share their story on the website. If you go to cctakesteps.org and you check out West Michigan, you can scroll down and kind of read about their stories and just who they are. And then they get to stand up during that day and just kind of share their story. And it's just a nice way for people to be able to, I think, heal a little bit and, you know, be recognized for the struggle that they live with kind of all the time. And they're not really talking about it.
Just know that they're not alone, too, in the fight there.
Definitely.
Let's talk about the event. Okay, so how can we sign up if we still want to sign up for the walk?
So you'll just go to cctakesteps.org, or you can Google West Michigan Take Steps, and you'll just go to the homepage, and it's pretty easy. You just follow the prompts, and it'll tell you how to sign up.
Okay, and it's a free walk, right?
It is a free event, yes.
And if we can't make it out, or we just want to donate,
that would be great.
How can we do that to your foundation?
The same type of thing. So you're just going to Google West Michigan Take Steps, or go to cctakesteps.org, and you can just follow the prompts there, and you can donate to the event.
Okay, on your screen is the event information, Dwight Lytle Park in Comstock Park. Saturday, June 21st. I have 10 a.m. start time on that. Is that when people should start to show up? Okay.
Yep. So the festival runs from 10 to 11:15, and then our program is from 11:15 to 11:30.
Okay. Well, we appreciate your time.
Thank you
so much for coming in.
Great.
Yeah, absolutely.